Hi everyone, my name is Randy. I'm with the Mass Bike Safe Routes to Schools program, and I'm here in my apartment with my favorite road bike, Sequoia. But I'm going to talk to you today about helmets and helmet fit. So you probably all have an idea why we wear helmets, right? It's to protect your head. Wait, did I get that right? Great, I'm glad you caught me. It's actually not to just protect your head, but specifically to protect your brain. Do you know what your brain does? It helps keep your balance, it coordinates your movements, it stores your memories so you can understand language and recognize other people's faces. In fact, you could say that your brain does everything for you. So it's really important that we protect it. Have you ever touched a brain before? Do you want to hear something gross? All right, imagine you can take some Jell-O and heat it up in the microwave for, say, 30 seconds. Can you imagine what the consistency of that would be? Yuck. Yeah, and it's roughly the consistency of your brain. Brains are extremely delicate. The thing about brains is that they don't grow back, and they can't be replaced. So you only have one of them. You can get a heart transplant, you can get a liver transplant, even a face transplant. Well, that's crazy, but you can. Did you know that doctors can grow ears on your back, like replacement ears? But you can't get a brain transplant, at least not yet. Plus, your brain is what makes you, you. So anyway, first things first, did you know that helmets are a one-time use only? They're actually meant to break. So this helmet I'm holding hasn't ever been used before by anybody else. So if you've ever hit your head while wearing your helmet, or your helmet gets hit really hard, even if you don't see any cracks or signs of damage, get rid of it. You can't use that helmet. Get a new one. Because there can be tiny stress fractures in the styrofoam that you can't see, but it will make the helmet not be able to protect your head if you have an additional impact on your head. So we know that styrofoam is what they use to make the inside of helmets. They also use the plastic cover to make it so your head can slide if it hits something instead of getting stuck and potentially severely injuring your neck or your spinal cord. But remember, styrofoam degrades over time. If it's been left out in the elements, it gets dry and brittle, right? Like the sun will make it really dry. So helmets have an expiration date, and if you look inside your helmet, you should be able to find a sticker with that date on it. Helmets are good for about 5 years. If your helmet is older than 5 years, definitely replace it. So let's make sure that when we're wearing our helmets, we have them on properly so they can give us our best chance of protecting our heads. Seems simple, right? Well, I've seen many people wear their helmets the wrong way. These are all ways I've seen people wearing their helmet. And actually, to start, I've got my hair in a ponytail and I can't get my helmet on. Or if you have your hair piled top on your head, it won't lay flat. So that's one thing, is take your hair out. I've seen people literally wear their helmets backwards or too far back where their forehead is showing, not protecting their brain, right? And also, I've seen people on the bike path with like their helmets sideways. So that's crazy. In order to wear your helmet correctly, we're gonna show you what we call the eyes, ears, and mouth check. So I'm gonna put this on, and first, when we're wearing our helmet, we wanna make sure we can look up and see the brim of the helmet, which should be about 2 fingers above your eyebrows. All right, so remember, what's behind your forehead? Your brain. So it's really important to make sure your forehead is covered, all right? So next, we have ears. We want to make sure that the ears go between the triangle of the strap, and the little tab should fall about 1 inch below your ears. This is actually to make sure that the helmet is centered and stays in place if we crash. Another thing we should do to keep our helmets in place is to make sure that any adjustment point in the back is tightened. So actually I'm going to take this off for a second and show you. On my helmet, I have this Velcro tab, so that allows me to adjust it. On other helmets that I've seen, especially the ones that we give out in the program, there's two little red tabs, plastic tabs, that you can push together to make the helmet tighter or pull them apart to make it looser. Sometimes there's also a little circular dial that you can turn and adjust righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So make sure that you know about the different ways that your helmet can be adjusted. You've got these straps here. These move up and down. So I want that, again, about an inch below my ear. And when I put my helmet on, I should be able to flip my head and it doesn't fall off, okay? So the last thing is the mouth. Eyes, ears, and mouth. So your strap should be tight enough so that you can fit 2 fingers under it. And then when you open your mouth wide, like you're about to bite an apple, I can feel the chin strap, all right? So it shouldn't be so tight that it's choking you, of course, but it should be loose enough that you can't pull your strap over your chin, see? So that's a good fit. And if your helmet strap is not properly fastened, then your helmet doesn't stay on if you're to crash. So there's no point in wearing one. So it's really important to make sure that it's buckled and tight enough. Sometimes tightening these straps is tricky. So sometimes there's a little rubber band around the straps. You have to push that out of the way in order to make adjustments here so that it doesn't jam the buckle. So make sure that you know that these all can be adjusted. You can also do really cool stuff with your helmet, like decorating it with markers, stickers, or even rhinestones. I used really reflective tape here, and when cars shine their headlights on my helmet, this is really bright. This is actually a fleur-de-lis, which is a really cool symbol that I like, and so this makes me highly reflective from the back. Our bike instructor, Gamal, he likes to attach things to his helmet like rubber ducks. He'll have like a rubber duck. Oh, I have this fun thing right here. And he'll use zip ties, and so people recognize him when he's biking, and it catches the attention of drivers around him, so they pay more attention to him when he's biking on the street. So remember, we can give you advice and guidance. However, you're responsible for your safety. Thanks, guys. See you next time.